Everybody hear me?
Yes.
Oh, would you believe with all Zoom things, there's somebody at my door, but I'll just ignore it.
You've let me in a last.
Of all the time, and bang, bang, bang. Oh dear. Well, can you bear with me 2 secs?
Why am I not on?
I don't know. We can't see you either.
Well, you.
No,
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, good, huh?
The girl next door with a piece of cake for me, but she's ran away back round. Sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Celebrity Cruises event. Oh, I'll breathe. I've ran up the stairs there. So thank you all for joining again. And with us today, we have Neil Davis, who's the account manager for Celebrity Cruises from the Southwest. Neil's from Wales. I know Neil really well. He's a lovely guy. And I will get my breath back and I'll pass it over to Neil and we can have our usual questions at the end. So Neil, over to you.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. It's great to join Moira this morning, and as she said, I'm the regional sales manager for the Southwest that's dedicated to the Miles Morgan travel group, and obviously, so I look after all of the shops and, of course, the lovely Moira that you all know very well. So, Moira, a big thanks for the opportunity to join today and talk to your customers about our wonderful brand at Celebrity Cruises. 2 seconds. Why is this not changing over? I've got a bit of technical problems now as well. There you go. So at Celebrity Cruises, we actually exist because we believe in opening up the world. And we know that travel makes us all feel so much better, even though we've not been able to do it for the last 12 months or maybe longer. So really want to encourage people to sail beyond their borders and broaden their horizons and join us as we sail around the world. So sailing with Celebrity Cruises, the best new luxury cruise line. So we've got 13 ships with another 3 on order. We've got 7 continents that we're visiting and over 300 destinations. So we know it's been a long year. None of us have really been able to travel over the last 12 months. And there's lots of birthdays, special anniversaries, celebrations that have all been missed, as well as annual holidays. And for some people, 2 or 3 holidays that they've missed up on, or even cruises. So during that time at Celebrity Cruises, we've really taken the opportunity to stop and think about our brand position, and how do we come back better than when we paused sailings 12 months ago. And with that, we are delivering a new kind of luxury. So we announced this to the world, and a new kind of luxury is really a simplified approach to everything that we've done in the past. With simplicity and inclusion for all of our guests, and really focusing on our brand pillars, which is what our guests tell us they love about cruising with Celebrity. So the destination delivery, so it's all about the wonderful places that we do, the overnight stays. So on lots of our itineraries, we have more overnight stays than any other cruise line. And where we can, we actually spend a lot more time in the ports, staying longer and into the evenings. The design excellence, so you've only got to look at that Edge series of ships where we're working with designers like Kelly Hoppen and Tom Wright. World-class accommodation, which you will see when I present to you on the Celebrity silhouette that has been revolutionized, and the culinary expertise on board. Again, one of the great pillars and one of the reasons why people cruise is for the fantastic food. And we work very, very closely with Michelin star chefs, creating menus from all around the world and really tying the menus into the destinations that we're visiting. And last, by no means least, the whole holistic and wellness piece, which I think is in the current situation has been at the forefront of people's mind, most probably more than ever. So also, while we were paused and part of the new kind of luxury, sorry, I thought I'd muted my phone. I do apologise. Let me switch that off. As part of the new kind of luxury, we also introduced Always Included. So we know sometimes booking a cruise isn't easy. Sometimes drinks are included, sometimes they're not. Different promotions applicable to different ships. So with Celebrity Cruises now, drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi is included on every ship, every sailing, every stateroom category, and for every guest. And that really does give us that simplicity. There's also some opportunities to upgrade with your drinks as well. So Always Included is what you always get included in your ticket price, which is tips, Wi-Fi, and classic drinks. But it is the upgrade options to Elevate that will then give you a premium drinks package and up to $200 per person on board credit. And that upgrade is an additional £25 per person per day. And then if anybody wanted to go up to the Indulge package, and this is what you automatically receive when booking a suite, and that would be the tips, the stream Wi-Fi, the premium drinks package, and up to $400 on board credit per person. So again, a great option. But those options are there for customers to choose if they wish to, but they will always get drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi always included in their ticket price when they book their cruise. So the most exciting news we've had most probably in the last 12 months is that someday is actually here. So for a long time now, we've been saying someday we can go back cruising. Someday we'll be able to go back to the pub. Someday we'll be able to go out for dinner. So from a cruise point of view, someday is here. Because the exciting news is that the revolutionized Celebrity Silhouette will be returning to the UK in July of this year, and she will be sailing around the incredible coastlines of Britain and visiting some great cities. Some of them are very close to you guys. So this means our customers can finally experience the revolution and the refurbishment of the beautiful Celebrity Silhouette. And with us introducing the new luxury and the Always Included, we can truly offer the very best luxury staycation holiday at sea. So Celebrity Silhouette will return to the UK and will start sailing from Southampton on the 3rd of July this year, which is really exciting, and it's not that far away. She will be doing 6, 7, and 8 night itineraries around the UK, and the itineraries went on sale on Tuesday, and they will be round trips sailing from Southampton. So it's all about exploring the UK while the travel restrictions are in place. So I'm just gonna share, whoops, I don't know what's going on with my laptop today. It seems to be moving on its own. So just a little taste of what's to come with Silhouette in July. So British Isles itineraries, as I said, great opportunity for people to get back on board while seeing some parts of the UK that they may not have already been to, or maybe would only do on a city break. So we've got 8 nights, 6 nights, and 7 night sailings. And these are some of the cities that we're going to be visiting. So Inverness for Loch Ness, Belfast for the heritage of the whole Titanic history and the Titanic Museum. For the Beatles fans, we'll be going to Liverpool. And then we've got the Jurassic coastline down at Portland in Dorset. along with Glasgow, Greenock and Kirkwall as well. So some great ports of call and some great destinations for people to start sailing. So the big question is all about being healthy at sea, and we've had a panel of experts that we've been working with on this now for the last 12 months. So all guests that will sail on Silhouette from Southampton will need to have the vaccine, and it'll need to be the double vaccine. And then any guests under the age of 18, so any families traveling, the children will just need to have a negative PCR test 72 hours before sailing. Obviously, there'll be additional temperature checks and testing and protocols confirmed closer to the point of sail, and that will all form part of the check-in procedure. So something that we introduced, and I think, Moira, you've used this when you were on board Celebrity Edge with us, is the Celebrity app. So we launched this 2 years ago, and this has been really instrumental in our healthy return to service. So it means that from the minute you book your cruise, you've got access to your booking, so you can plan shore excursions, you can find out more information about the ship, and then obviously the healthy questionnaire that will need to be completed before sailing is all on the app. And Muster 2.0, which is the new approach to our muster station drill, which will now all be on the app. Which means there will be no announcements an hour before sailing and large gatherings in selected public areas of muster stations. All you will need to do is view the safety video on your phone, or you can view it on the TV screen in your stateroom. And then once you've done that, we just ask you to report to your designated muster station area to check in, so that you know where it is, and we know that you've viewed the safety information on the app. So it's a much cleaner way of doing the muster station drill. The app is also great for dining and entertainment, shore excursions. It will actually unlock your door, and it keeps you up to date with all the daily activities, which you would normally get in paper form, which we still produce, but it's great to have it on the app on your phone. So Celebrity Silhouette has been fully revolutionized with a $50 million revitalization. So from bow to stern, she is fully revolutionized, which is delivering that new luxury experience for Celebrity Cruises. So we've now added the retreat sun deck, which we have on board our Edge class series, and this is a designated area purely just for our suite class guests, where they've got their own lounge chairs, sofas, bar area, and hot tub, which is a great area. It's an exclusive area right at the very front of the ship. If any of you have been on Eclipse or Solstice, it's where the Solstice deck used to be, right at the top, at the very front of the ship. For suite class guests as well, we've also got Luminé, which is a specialty restaurant purely for our suite class guests. And as you can see, beautifully designed, open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and again, exclusive for suite guests. And then we have the Retreat Lounge, again designed by the British famous designer Kelly Hoppen, who's also designed all the staterooms. A great place for our suite class guests to hang out with a 24-hour concierge service, complimentary beverages, gourmet bites, as well as an around-the-clock butler service. So a great little retreat. So the clue's in the name. It's a great place to get away and have some exclusive time. And then just sharing some of the accommodation. So this is our penthouse suite, which will sleep 4 people. It's got 2 bathrooms, a separate bedroom. It's got a huge balcony with a dining area on there, plus a hot tub on the balcony as well. And then just some of the other accommodations. So the Royal Suite and the Sky Suite accommodation, all fully revolutionized. But as I said, the revolution doesn't stop there. So I'm just going to share a short video where you can see some of the great spaces on board Celebrity Silhouette.
Hector. Come on.
So the revolution doesn't stop at the suite class and the retreat either. So we've absolutely got some beautiful reimagined spaces around the ship. So our half an acre of real grass on the top lawn has now got an oversized movie screen. So this is great for us to show music concerts or even sports events. And they put all the big beanbag pillows and cushions out on the grass, and great to be sat there with a cocktail watching either a music concert or even a sports event, which is absolutely great. And then we've enhanced the lawn club and the sunset bar. So we've got all this beautiful outdoor seating, which is a great place to sit, relax, and take in the views as you're sailing from one destination to the next. And for me, this is most probably one of my favorite areas, which is the sunset bar, right at the very back of the ship with the most incredible views of where you're sailing from. So there's no better place to be on a sail away than the sunset bar with your favorite tipple, whether it be a gin and tonic or cocktail of the day. We've also got some new venues. So the new craft social bar is a great place, great atmosphere. Over 40 different crafted beers served here, as well as comfort foods and platters. So a great new venue. And then the Sky Lounge, completely refurbished, crisp, clean, sort of taupe colours, double ceiling height with fantastic views right over the front of the ship. This sits just above the bridge. It's a great place if you want to get away and relax during the day with a book and find a quiet spot. And then the evening, then it becomes a great venue with live entertainment every single evening. Again, refurbished passport bar, which is in the grand foyer. So lovely decor there, which is great. And I think getting back on board is all about reconnecting with friends, reconnecting with your family, and reconnecting with yourselves, and really having some downtime. But it doesn't stop there for our return to service. So Celebrity Apex, which is the newest ship in the Celebrity fleet, and actually we took delivery of the ship just over 12 months ago, but we've had no guests step on board or no customers due to the COVID situation. So we're absolutely delighted that we've finally got the opportunity to showcase Celebrity Apex to the world. And she will start sailing from the 19th of June this year. Itineraries are now open for sale, and she will be sailing out of Athens to the Greek islands, Cyprus and Israel. So some great ports to call, as you can see, Limassol in Cyprus that you don't see very often on cruise itineraries, Haifa and Jerusalem, as well as the beautiful ports of Santorini, Mykonos and Rhodes. So some really nice itineraries. Just sharing some images there with Celebrity Apex. So she is the sister ship to Celebrity Edge. So on our Edge series of ships, it's all about outward facing space. It's all about the outdoor areas that you can really enjoy and relax, such as the rooftop garden terrace, as you can see there, with all that wonderful seating, the magic carpet, as well as the fantastic dining venues and entertainment venues. But don't take my word for it, and don't take Moira's word for it, because she's been on board as well. Let me just show you this short video of a quick tour of the Edge series ships. Moira, did that bring back some memories of Edge for you? Okay, so there was some great imagery there, and the one piece I wanted to touch is the new Edge stateroom with the infinite veranda, where at the touch of the button, the entire room becomes the balcony. So these are most probably the largest balconies at sea, 23% larger than what we have on our Solstice class ships, with over 200 square foot. Absolutely beautifully designed, again by Kelly Hoppen. But that whole balcony space being in the stateroom just makes the room so much bigger. And when you do press the button and the top glass area drops down, the entire room then becomes the veranda, and the feedback we've had off them has been absolutely fantastic. The resort deck, again, beautifully designed by a gentleman called Tom Wright. So he's never ever designed for a cruise ship before. He was the gentleman that was one of the key architects of the Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai, and he's designed the whole of the rooftop garden terrace and the resort area. So we've got those two beautiful martini glass shaped hot tubs. We've got private cabanas that are 165 square foot that can be hired out. And then from the pool point of view, we've got the one large pool in the middle, which is a 25-yard lap pool, which is great. And then the wonderful magic carpet, which is just an incredible piece of engineering. So it equates to the size of a tennis court, and it will reposition different decks on board the ship and become a different venue. So it doesn't move with any guests or any crew on it. It will move empty and it will reposition. So when it's on deck 16, we do the Dinner on the Edge experience, which is an al fresco dining experience with 7 courses, where you can have dinner suspended above the ocean as the ship is sailing from one destination to the next. And I actually did that in the Caribbean back at the end of 2019. And I will say it was the most incredible experience to be dining there, suspended over the sea as we were sailing from, I think it was Aruba to Curacao, and the sun was setting. It was absolutely spectacular. So when it's on deck 14, it becomes an extension of the pool area and becomes a pool lounge area, if you like, so you can sit and relax with a drink and read your book, again with the incredible views. Now, when it drops down to deck 5, it becomes an extension of one of our specialty restaurants, which is a Row on 5, and we also use it as a cocktail bar as well. So again, great outdoor space. But the whole reason why this was designed, and you most probably saw in the video, it goes all the way down to deck 2, and it becomes a seamless approach to tendering when we can't actually dock at the pier. So the magic carpet goes right the way down to deck 2, and it becomes a floating platform on the side of the ship that you can literally just walk out onto. And then the tenders actually lock onto the side of the magic carpet. So there's none of this having to go down a metal ladder onto a small platform to get onto a tender. You actually walk out onto this lovely, it just feels like you're on a pier, and you literally step into the Edge launchers, which are our own tender ships. And then we take you ashore in comfort with leather seating and fully air-conditioned tender boats as well, which is great. And then the wonder returns. So we are on sale up until April 2023. So all our itineraries and all our ships are now open. So I know I've touched on some of the 2021 deployment that's definitely going to be taking place. But we are on sale and open for bookings right through to April 2023. And Europe being a big focus for us. So in 2022, we will have 6 ships in Europe, and we will also have 2 of the Edge series ships. So we'll have Apex and Edge sailing in Europe. So Celebrity Apex will be back into Europe for 2022, and she will be sailing out of Amsterdam, and she will be doing the Norwegian fjords and 12 nights Scandinavia and St. Petersburg. So great opportunity to visit those destinations on the latest ship in the fleet. Celebrity Edge will be based in the Mediterranean and will be sailing out of Rome. And she's doing a 7 nights Greek islands and a 7 nights Spain, France and Italy cruise, which on selected dates you can back to back. So if you really want a 40-night fly med cruise that will really immerse you in some great destinations on a fabulous ship, then you've got Celebrity Edge doing those back-to-back sailings. So one of my favorites is the Celebrity Reflection itineraries for 2022, which is 11-night Greek island sailing with the overnight stay in Istanbul. So as you know, we do overnight stays on quite a lot of our cruises, and this is a great opportunity to really discover that port of call and destination, because as we know, a city during the day or a port during the day is a completely different destination in the evening. So I know I've talked a lot about Silhouette, and we are so excited that she's going to be sailing this year from Southampton, but she will be back in 2022 with some fabulous itineraries and more sailings than we've ever had before. So she'll be doing this Norwegian fjords, Ireland and Iceland, Scandinavia, St. Petersburg. She'll be doing some short sailings down to France and Portugal, as well as the Mediterranean and the Canary Islands sailings that we do as well. And then Constellation and Infinity, when they're in the Mediterranean, these are the smaller ships. So these are our Millennium class ships, about 2,000 guests. And they will be really focusing on those lovely Italian ports and the Croatian coast, with some really immersive sailings where you may have a port of call every single day on those sailings. So a busy time in the Mediterranean with 6 ships for next year. Overnight stays in Iceland, Bordeaux, Istanbul, Jerusalem, St. Petersburg, and Venice. So yeah, some great itineraries looking forward into 2022. And it doesn't stop there. So we're on sale all around the world. So for Asia, which is really popular for us at the moment, we've introduced some more sailings to Japan, purely because the demand is there on that destination. So our Asia cruises will be operating on Celebrity Solstice, which is the sister ship to Celebrity Silhouette that's based out of Southampton, predominantly visiting Japan, Thailand, Vietnam and the Philippines, and quite a lot of overnight stays, because as we know, when you go to the Far East, there is so much to see in some of these ports. So we overnight stay in Singapore, Bangkok, Halong Bay in Vietnam, Hong Kong, Manila in the Philippines, and then on our Japan itineraries, we overnight in Osaka and Yokohama as well. So great opportunity to really immerse in those destinations. And then we've got Alaska, so 3 ships in Alaska, Eclipse, Silhouette and Millennium, doing 7-night itineraries. Every itinerary will visit a glacier. And we've also got the pre and post land and rail tours available, which is good news. South America, so Infinity will be going to South America. Again, some great overnights in Rio de Janeiro and Buenos Aires, and some sailings taken in Brazil, Patagonia, and even sailing down to Antarctica, which is great. A destination that is most probably been our top selling destination for the last 6 to 7 weeks since we launched is Australia and New Zealand, which comes under our exotics, as well as the South Pacifics. So they've been selling really well as a back-to-back cruise. So people have been doing the 10-night New Zealand and then back-to-back with a 11 or a 12-night Australia and Great Barrier Reef cruise. And they've been very popular, because I think when people are looking to travel to Australia, they want a little bit longer in the destination. And last, by no means least, one of my favorite places to cruise is the Caribbean. So we've got anything from 6 nights up to 12-night itineraries. Celebrity Edge and Celebrity Apex offers 7-night sailings to Eastern Caribbean and then 7-night sailings to the Western Caribbean. So again, there's a really good opportunity that you can combine those in a back-to-back cruise, and you've got a 14-night Caribbean, which is great. And other destinations, obviously we do the Panama Canal. We've got Celebrity Summit, again, fully revolutionized sailing in Canada and New England, and Bermuda sailings as well. So so that's basically it on deployment, and that's pretty much it on the presentation. So I just wanted to leave a bit of time at the end for a bit of Q&A, because I know when I did the last one with Miles Morgan, there was so many questions, and which was fine, which we were more than happy to take. So I just thought, do you know what, there's been a lot going on. There's been a lot of changes to deployment. There may be more questions. So yeah, it's over to question time.
Neil, that's brilliant. Actually, that was really interesting and really good to visit, you know, Apex, because obviously I've been on Edge and it's just an amazing ship. But it's, I think it's really good for everybody to see, you know, the new ships as well, and exciting really about Silhouette. It looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing what they've done with her. You know,
Yeah,
they've given her a real.
So we did the Revolution, and she did one sailing, and then all the sailings paused. So there's very, very few people that have seen all that amazing work that we've done on board. So
yeah, and good to see you're back, and interesting, because you know most of the companies that are obviously doing the round Britain ones are asking for the 2 vaccines, and I think most people probably going on them feel safe that that's the protocol that you've got in place as well.
Yeah,
you know, because
absolutely.
you know it's exciting. It's lovely to see, because we're all dying to get back to cruising in our holidays. So you know it's good that it's all happening, and it's good. I mean, obviously the Greek island ones are great.
Yes, they are.
That was a little surprise for me, I have to say, when I saw you were doing that.
Yeah, so obviously that's pending. So they're open for sale because the US are able to sell those, and they obviously can be sold in Greece as well. But obviously that will be pending the travel advice. Hopefully that's going to come shortly. But yeah, they've been very, very popular, and I don't think people are booking them. So yeah, they've done very well.
Yeah, because I think you're doing Caribbean ones in the summer as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so we've got Caribbean sailings on Equinox and on Edge as well, in the Caribbean, sorry. So Moira, I'm not quite sure. I've not got I've only joined via the link, but I can see that most people are on mute, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to say to anybody, does anybody have any questions they would like to ask Neil?
Yes, Moira, could I ask a question? Hi, Moira, can you hear me? Hi. I'm just wondering what will happen at, for example, the buffet, you know, for breakfast and lunch, because you know normally it's busy.
Yeah.
But how are you tackling that, please, Neil?
Okay, so to start with, we will be sailing with reduced capacity, so we will not be sailing full. So there will be quite a considerable amount of less people on the ship. From a buffet point of view, that will all be rolled out as part of the protocols, but it'll be a buffet, but you will be served by servers rather than serving yourself.
Okay, that's great. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I think I think things like that, I mean, through time, I guess things like that will go, but I think it's more reassuring for everybody that, you know, these sort of protocols, if you like, are in place, and then we all feel a bit safer, because it's going to feel even strange going out for a meal here, you know. I mean,
yeah,
we're all kind of not used to living our best lives this last year, so yeah, it's understatement there, but yeah, so I mean that's good, you know. Anybody else got any other questions you could ask Neil? Is anybody got anything they're wondering about, even non-COVID related, actually?
Moira, do they still have formal evenings?
We do. We do have we do have formal evenings, but we don't call them the formal evenings or captain's club, because with it being new luxury and a modern approach, we call them evening chic. So it's your opportunity to dress up, but we don't insist that, for the gentleman point of view, that you have to wear a dinner suit or a tuxedo. You can wear a lounge suit, you can wear a blazer or a sports jacket. From the ladies, it doesn't really change much because we know you all love to get dressed up. So you have got people with the sparkly sequins. You've got some ladies wearing long dresses, some wearing sort of shorter cocktail dresses. But we don't call it a formal night. We call it evening chic, which is your opportunity to dress up on board. So if you're not comfortable as a gent wearing a blazer and a smart pair of trousers and a shirt, then that's absolutely fine. But some people still do wear the dinner suit. My dad takes his dinner suit every single time because it's the only opportunity he gets to wear it. But yeah, it's the dress up evening, but we don't sort of expect everybody to participate in the formal black tie.
But there'd be plenty of other restaurants that you could go to if you don't want to go to these.
Yes, so you know, as long as we wouldn't allow somebody into the dining room with shorts on anyway, but as long as you've got a collared shirt and trousers on, we wouldn't stop anybody going into a restaurant on an evening chic night anyway. But as you know, there's a lot of restaurants on board. You've got the buffet, which is more casual, but then obviously we've got our specialty restaurants on board as well. So which is again a great dining experience.
Which are extra over expensive.
Yes, they are. So they range between $40 and $50 per person cover charge, and once you're in the restaurant, you have then whatever you wish. And of course, with it being always included, and your drinks are now included, that's also included in all of the specialty restaurants as well. So
what happens if you don't drink?
Well, it's not just about the alcohol. So as part of the drinks being included in the cruise, we have got an extensive choice of non-alcoholic drinks. So non-alcoholic beers, all the cocktails can be done as mocktails, all your specialty teas and coffees, all your soft drinks, bottles of mineral water, vitamin waters, and that's even down to when you're getting off the ship to go ashore. You can get bottles of water from the gangway as part of your drinks package for your day ashore.
Neil, can I ask another question?
Of course you can. Fire away.
We are massive Murano fans. We've nothing bad to say about it.
I was only talking about it yesterday.
Our favourite thing to do before we go to Murano is to go to Ensemble Bar, because this I mean, our experience with Celebrity has been amazing with all staff, but the Ensemble Bar, it's just such a great vibe, and they just know you and they know your drinks. With the restrictions now, would we still be able to sit at the bar, or would it just be sort of in the tables, do you know?
Again, that will most probably be rolled out as part of the protocols. I'm totally with you because I love the Ensemble Lounge and I love to sit on those lovely big stools in that bar in the middle and listening to sort of the live jazz or blues music that's on. So I'm in the moment with you. I really, really am. So the protocols will be rolled out closer. Our main aim is, number one, to keep all the guests and crew safe, and to keep the experience on board as near to the experience we had before, and that's why we're insisting on the vaccine. So, I mean, it's the same with the martini bar. Yeah, you may be able to sit around the martini bar. There may just be less chairs there as opposed to the way they are set up at the moment. So I think there's normally I think the Ensemble Bar, the one side has got about 8 or 10 stools, and then there's about 4 or 6 towards the back, which if you sat there, you've got your back to the entrance to Murano. But the Ensemble Lounge will be fully functionable. It'll just be, you know, there may be a bit of restriction on the amount of seats that will be around the bar, but I mean, it's a nice lounge to sit in anyway. But I'm with you. I do like to sit at the bar there.
Yeah, I've always seen it at a bar.
Yeah.
No. We're just all dreaming here. We're just all getting ourselves back on there. But so that's good to hear you're down Britain ones. I think people are definitely wanting to get back to normality. And interestingly enough, I've never been to the Shetland Islands, and well, I'm a typical travel agent. I've hardly done anything in the UK, you know.
I'm the same.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So the British shores are going to look like the Mediterranean this summer, because there's so many ships going to be sailing round, isn't there? So it's going to be interesting.
But it'll be good for the local economies as well.
Yeah.
So it's playing our part in getting Britain back on its feet.
Yeah. And I mean, it'll be good because really at the end of the day, a lot of the experience for most of my clients and us all really is the onboard, the food, the service, and obviously,
Sure, it would be
nice to think you were in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean, but going around Britain, you're still going to have that experience and still get a holiday, because these cottages and lodges and hotels are so expensive for the summer,
Yeah, well, I think the 8-night sailings have been the most popular ones, because obviously they've got the 4 ports of call and it's a bit of a longer duration. But the balcony staterooms have been leading in at $14.49, which I think is quite good for 8 nights on board. And of course, you've got your drinks, your tips, and all your Wi-Fi included. So there's been some, the prices have been really good. And the last 2 days, not a sales pitch at all, but we've been totally overwhelmed by the amount of bookings that we've actually had on those sailings. And I think it's like you said, people are desperate to get back on board, get that bit of normality. I know for me, I absolutely love the theatre, so I cannot wait to go back into the theatre on board the ships and sit there and get that real live entertainment experience, which nobody's been able to have for the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Neil, what would be the policy on wearing a mask?
That will be form part of the protocols. So that is the protocols are all being worked through at the moment. So I know initially there was talk of not having to use a mask externally, but there was talk of masks internally, but that was before everybody was being vaccinated. So I think there will be an element of social distancing, but we will sort of communicate the whole protocol piece closer to the date. But it's all I will say is we are absolutely doing everything we can to keep the onboard experience as it was pre-COVID, and hence why we will be sailing with reduced capacity.
Yeah, I think that and the vaccine, Neil, I think people would feel really, really safe on that. And going forward, obviously, as it becomes less of a threat, or as it becomes that everybody's vaccinated, then it'll go back to. I fully believe it will go back to like the old days through time.
Yeah.
There won't be masks. You'll be able to go to the self-service buffet. I mean, obviously, all that will come with time. But I think that we're all so desperate to kind of have holidays and a bit of a normal life. We'll live with the small, differences. To have that experience. The other thing is obviously there's some fantastic itineraries, and what I am saying to a lot of my clients really is that obviously people have been doing the lift and shift, and I wanted to thank you, Neil, because I do think that what Celebrity have offered in terms of the options in moving people to a more expensive cruise and they don't pay any more has been really good. And I think that you will get a lot of loyalty because of that. I mean, I just moved a Silhouette the other day, and it's 2 nights less, but you've given them a credit for the difference. They're getting their money back, and I think it's been really fair, because financially, obviously, you must lose a lot of money doing that, because people are getting this holiday at a much cheaper rate because it's a lift and shift. But it's such a great thing that you've offered. I think that I would just like to thank you, because you've made my job easier, obviously, and clients are really happy to.
I mean, we have done our best that we can, and I do think we've done a good job. We've not got it 100% right in all areas, but I don't think anybody has. But everything we've done has been about the customer experience, looking after the customers, and obviously looking after our travel agents and trade partners as best as we can as well. So and that will continue as part of our strategy going forward.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully after we get this last lot done, there'll be no more that. I can't wait to actually book a holiday and somebody goes on it and get tickets.
I know,
tickets.
I know.
You know, what's that going to be like? You know, there's your tickets. You know, because yeah, it's you know, there are people obviously on their third move, fourth move. You know, or you know.
I know.
Yeah, it's just like moving on and on and on.
Myself,
but with the hope eventually, the hope is obviously eventually we will get on these holidays, and we will absolutely. And then just this round Britain and the Greek island ones is the hope. You know that we'll all get out of this, and by next year we'll obviously all be back to normal.
Good.
But yeah, the other thing I was going to say, that obviously with the lift and shift and people moving, that some of your itineraries, like I was looking at a Japan one for 2023, and it looks actually like you've had quite a few bookings on that. And
Japan has been very, very popular. Japan, Asia and Australia has been the most popular destinations for 2022-23, because I think a lot of people have missed the holiday last year, and some people may even miss one this year. So they're really homing in on those sort of bucket list destinations and thinking, right, I'm going to do it as soon as I can do it. So yeah.
So you know, with that in mind, obviously, really at the moment people probably shouldn't be frightened about committing to something next year or the following year, because the chances are, gosh, we will be back to normality, and you know, it's tying down at a decent price before the demand, you know, means that things actually all increase. So it's quite wise. But does anybody have any other questions for Neil?
Hi Moira, did you do any fly cruises?
Do they do fly cruise? Yeah.
So anything in Europe will be fly cruise. So the only sailings we do from Southampton will be on Silhouette. So anything in Europe, so you can fly to Venice, Rome or Barcelona to pick up itineraries in the Med.
And then obviously
what about America?
Yeah, they'll all be all our Caribbean will be fly cruises. So we don't do any Caribbean sailings from Southampton.
And New England, and anything really,
so New England will be
Alaska or
Boston.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's great. Anybody else got any questions for Neil?
Just regarding the Celebrity Eclipse from Australia, has that been revolutionised? Like,
so she was due to be revolutionised this year, so they have been put on hold. However, she has been into dry dock, and for technical under the water work that needed to be done. And while she was there, they did take the opportunity to strip the entire hull and repaint it in the lovely dark blue colour that we have now on the Edge and the Apex ships and on Silhouette. So the piece of work that's going on at the moment with Eclipse and all the other ships in the fleet that have not gone through the revolution is when they will be able to fit them back in, because when you think the shipyards have all been closed for pretty much a 12-month, so anything that was due to be done is obviously we've missed slots in dry docks, and ships do need to go in for technical under the waterline work as well in order to sail. So all the revolutions that need to take place will all be rescheduled, but I don't know at this stage whether she will be revolutionized for 22-23 Australia sailings. It might happen, it might not, but at this stage we've not got those dates firmed up. But anything that does need replacing in general will, as you know, will automatically get changed, because I've been on cruises and you get up the following morning and they've changed the carpet in the martini bar and things that they do through the night. So yeah, we will always be maintaining and keeping the standards up to what people are expecting.
Just never get rid of Murano, please.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm with you on that one. I'm totally with you.
If you tell anyone if they're going around Scotland or Britain that they must include Kirkwall and the Shetlands. Kirkwall is phenomenal. I used to go to both of them every year, twice a year.
Okay. Okay.
And you had the Italian church in outside Kirkwall, which was a Nissen hut that the Italian prisoners of war turned into a church.
Okay.
You've got the Churchill barriers around Scapa Flow, and then you've got within Scapa Flow, there's the sunken Royal Oak. But in fact, my wife's sitting here. Her uncle died on it 6 weeks after the war had started.
John.
Wow.
A German submarine got in. They didn't think any submarine would get in. It was too shallow, but it got in, sunk the ship in a way. And then Churchill made them put concrete blocks down for the Churchill bar. You don't find any trees up there either.
All right. Okay.
One tip I would say to you is do not take a drinking competition with any of the locals. You think you're in the first division until you go up there. That's a Premier League.
Okay. But that's great to know. That's a great place to go, and it's a great place that we're going to be in with them.
It really is also a beautiful old cathedral in the centre of Kirkwall, which is slowly disintegrating. It's a sort of orangey colour, so much the same as this picture, same colour as that. And there's lots of stuff on there about the Royal Oak,
good.
the Scapa Flow. It's
I think I've read about that church, Dave, that the prisoners of war built. Yeah, it was. I remember reading an article about it.
Yeah. It's open. You just walk into it. You know, it's right next to one of the Churchill barriers, so outside Kirkwall. But it's good to see. Shetland, you can go on a trip and you can walk to the edge of huge cliffs where the seagulls are flying below you.
Wow.
It's phenomenal but frightening at the same time. And you've got the old man Ahoy on Orkney.
Yeah.
They all climb up. It's worth including those two. If anybody's doubting whether to go or not, don't doubt. Go to those.
Fabulous. Good.
Yeah, well, Neil, I wish you every success with your staycation market, and it'll just be good to see, the ships sailing again, because obviously the bulk of ships are just moored all around the world. I mean, there's quite a lot of the UK, obviously, but and as you say, I don't know if everybody knows, I mean, some down in Dorset in these areas, they do tours of these ships, don't they? There's local enterprise and companies, you can go and have a tour around all the ships that are moored off the coast.
Yeah.
Somebody will always make a business out of something. It's good to know that somebody's managed to make something out of this this whole thing. But yeah, well, listen, thanks very much,
Moira,
Neil, because I know you're really busy this week with all your launch of that, and thanks a lot, and thank you to everybody for coming on again. It was really nice to see you all. I shall go and get my bit of cake from the wee girl next door. She'll be upset I didn't answer the door. But yeah, thanks for coming on, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Neil. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.